What's up, buddy? Hi. What are we gonna talk about today? Huh? What do you want to talk about? What do you think? Okay. That sounds like a good idea. So we're gonna talk about that. And if you didn't understand, Kai, it just meant that we're gonna talk about 5 things that you should do to help save time on your wedding day. So first thing is first, let me get my notes here. So time is money, how to make the most of your wedding day. Excuse the noise, I just don't want him to cry and just, First thing is have a first look. So if you don't know what a first look is, basically bride and groom, bride, groom. You guys see each other before the actual ceremony, so you can kind of get all those feels out. So it'll be the first time that you guys actually see each other. Obviously, she's in the dress, you're in your tux, and so on and so forth. But that is pretty important if you want to save time. Reason being, you get 2 opportunities to have portrait sessions of just you two with the photographer and videographer. So you'll have that chance to, get your kissing photos, your first look photos, obviously during then, but then you'll have that portrait session again, usually during that sunset time, after the ceremony. So gives you 2 options for that, or 2 times for that. And the second one, second reason of why you should have that first look and how it really actually saves time is your family portraits. So if you do a first look, you are able to see each other, and the only thing that's really missing from the photos is the actual ring, because you can wear your engagement ring, but you're not wearing your actual wedding ring. That's really the only thing that's missing. But you're able to take all your immediate family photos and maybe even extended photos beforehand, or actually your immediate family, because your extended will be after the ceremony, because everyone else is here. But before, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, bridesmaids, groomsmen, grandparents usually. You're able to take all of those photos after the first look, and that really helps save time later, because if you don't have a first look, you have to take all of those photos, your immediate and extended, after the ceremony. So that leads into tip number 2. The second tip is for your family pictures. And the thing that you need to do, if you haven't done it already, is write down a list of the exact names and the photos that you want with who or whom, or whatever the correct way to say it is. So we'll just take my family, for example. It would be Kyle, Stephanie, Dad, Kenny, Kyle's dad, and Kyle's mom, Nicole. That is one photo. The next photo, Kyle, Stephanie, Kyle's dad, Kenny, Kyle's mom, and Stephanie's mom and dad. You know what I mean? So you want to actually list out those actual names, because instead of, I think we should do you next, and I think we should do you next, and did we take one with you? I think we did. I don't know, just get over here and do another one anyway. All those little things really take up a lot of time. So your family portraits can take anywhere from, being realistic, probably 20 minutes, but they can keep pushing back to 40 minutes, maybe even an hour in worst case scenarios, depending on how big your family is. So definitely have that list. And another thing to add, or that kind of leads into the third thing, is you want to have a day of coordinator. If you don't have a day of coordinator or a wedding planner or both, that family portrait session becomes a lot harder, because then you have either a friend or a bridesmaid or a groomsman. Worst case scenario, you have your photographer's second shooter or whatever helping with that. Technically, that's not their job. So you want to have someone that's dedicated, such as a day of coordinator, to be able to help with things like that. So the day of coordinator helps with your family portraits. Obviously, anything that has to do with your wedding day, the wedding day of coordinator can help with that, and your wedding planner can help with that. So that'll be another video later on as far as why you really should get a wedding planner, because honestly, when Steph and I got married almost 5 years ago, I think we had a day of, but like, I don't think we like really used her to her full potential. And there's a lot of things about the wedding day that obviously we had never been married before. So even if we had been to other people's weddings and been a part of their weddings, that doesn't make us a wedding pro. And shout out to all of you who like think that you can do it on the wedding day because you've been to 6 other weddings of your friends and so on and so forth. No. You need a day of coordinator and you need a planner, but we'll talk about that in another video. Let's see. The next thing to help save some serious time is to actually walk through your timeline with your photographer and videographer. We've obviously been to many weddings, maybe not necessarily as many, possibly maybe even more than your planner or day of coordinator, depending on how long that person has been shooting for. But we know like what you should and shouldn't be doing when you give us that timeline. So I'd probably say like around a month or so is when you should have like a really, really rough draft of what your timeline looks like. Probably around 2 weeks time, you kind of want to have that timeline kind of set in stone. Obviously, some things always change here and there, but having that timeline and walking through with us, because we might notice some things such as like, oh, I noticed that you wanted to have speeches right after dinner is served. Well, in order to save some time, if you still want to do your table photos and all these other things, bouquet, garter, and things like that, we should probably have the speeches going while dinner is being served. So we can kind of give you those tips and tricks based off of the day and timeline, because each wedding is going to vary a little bit to a lot of it, depending on the style and the culture of the wedding. So give us the timeline and we can kind of walk through of like, okay, you should do this, avoid this, this is awesome, this is good, and keep a side note, you should think about these things. I think, oh yeah, so the 5th thing that I can think about, at least right now, is during something I am so glad I don't do as a videographer, is your table photos for a photographer. And again, we'll do another video with another photographer and probably multiple photographers talking about giving you more tips and tricks. But at least for myself right now, that I see from a distance, that I've seen very helpful is having your DJ and MC help with those table photos, even if your photographer does have a second shooter. Because usually the second shooter is off shooting either details of the reception or cocktail hour or people just mingling and stuff like that. And then your actual photographer is taking the pictures with each table. But having someone dedicated that has a mic and knows how to speak to a crowd, it's very important. So I think having your DJ assist with the table photos will really speed up the time flow, because I'd say like how an average photographer will go about the table photos if they have a second shooter is try to rile up the second one, but people aren't really listening and it can get kind of hectic. So it's best if someone's like legit on a mic and on a speaker and knows how to like kind of direct everyone. It's kind of the DJ job anyway. That's part of the reason why you hire him, is not just for the music, but to be able to tell the guests what's going on and what's happening. So have the DJ or MC be able to help with those table photos. It'll really speed up time. It shouldn't take more than 30 seconds to 1 minute for each table. And the last tip that I have as like a quote unquote bonus tip, I guess it should have been just a regular one. But another tip is to be able to have the bride and groom, the people getting married, groom, bride, to be winning. Is to be able to have the prep of each of you in the same location as where the ceremony is being held. I know this can't always be controlled. Maybe there's not a bridal and a groom suite to be able to get ready at wherever the ceremony is, but it saves time from traveling for your photographer, for your videographer, for your bridesmaids, your groomsmen. It kind of like helps elude any accidents, I guess, you know, getting from point A to point B, from getting ready to the first location. Because you don't really think about like the time that it takes to actually like corral everyone together and make sure they didn't forget everything. And then, you know, we'll have to walk and then, oh, where's the limo or where's the car? How are you getting here? And, you know, there's all sorts of things. Like there could be an accident on the 5 freeway because you had to take this one route or whatever, but you didn't know about it and it just happened. And now everyone's 30 minutes late because of traffic. It's totally happened before. I've seen it happen. So if you can avoid it and you can't control it, I would say, make sure that you guys are getting ready all together in the same spot, whether if it's a separate building, but on the ceremony location, because it just saves a lot of time and a lot of hassle. So the less locations in general, the better. I think that's about it for now. So I will do some more videos soon to come with an actual photographer and with a planner to be able to give you guys some more tips and tricks. So that is today's video about how to save time on your wedding day. Good job, buddy. I think I heard your music a lot more than the average time that I tried to record this stuff. Yeah, I think I did. What are you doing? You wanna say bye to the peeps? Come here. Come here. I'll get you. What's that? What's that? What are you doing? Oh. Say, well, let's see what the status is. You've got your top teeth are almost coming in. You got fangs right now. And you've got your bottom teeth. This kid, man. Oh, and if you ever see me like looking up, it's because the monitors up there, you know. Oh, go, jump, 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 go, 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 go. Yeah, yeah, fun. Oh my goodness, you're jumping. Oh my goodness, you're jumping. Go, 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 go. Yay! High five. High five. All right, no high fives. Say peace out, peeps. Later. Later.